Time for another stock review. This time we are talking biopharmaceuticals, the most riskiest of all the stocks. In this review, we're going to cover the intrinsic value. Yep, you're right. It looks like 4 cents. You're absolutely right. We're going to look at the balance sheet. We're going to look at the numbers. I'm going to provide you with an insolvency score, a profitability score. We're also going to take a look at the website. All of that is going to be covered, how it compares to the S&P. And remember, all the information is here. Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks for your hard work.
You're very, very welcome. This is being made in a live show. We're talking about biopharmaceuticals right now. This is one of the most profitable stocks you could be in. However, this is a stock that is very, very high risk. You can make a lot of money with the white stuff. Yes, you certainly can. The drugs and all the rest of it and the scientific breakthroughs. But if the trials go wrong or take too long, it's a very expensive business to be in. But if you get it right, of course, it can go very nicely for you indeed. So in this review, I'm going to share with you an honest opinion. I do not own this stock. I do not own any stock. I only own the S&P 500. So you know this is genuine, real. No one sponsors me to say anything about the stock. This isn't a commercial. However, I do like helping great businesses. I would love them to be on the show. So as we get into the video, I will tell you how you can get the CEO on the show, and they can be here on the Meet the CEO series, and we can learn more about the company. Right, let's get straight into it. Can we make money on this stock? Is it a profitable stock? Does it look good? Well, let's get straight into the numbers, and let's start from the very beginning. Here we go. So Altimmune perhaps is the best way to pronounce it. If you like all of that, tap the like button. Oh, hang on.
You could do Cipher instead if you want.
Thank you very much. I'm already doing it now. Rick Stevenson, thank you so much indeed for saying I could do something else. But no, we're already doing it now, and I hope you enjoy it. Maybe there's something in this. Who knows? Let's get into it. So first of all, did you tap the like and the subscribe button? I'll tell you in a minute how you can get the CEO on the show, how you can do it. And you do have the power to do it, because a stock like this, we can rank #1 on Google and YouTube within days. All right, normally up to about a week. Anyway, Altimmune is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company which focuses on the development of novel peptide-based therapeutics for the treatment of obesity and liver diseases. Great. A lot of need for that. The company's lead product candidate, pemvidutide. This always gets me out when we talk medical stuff. I know there's going to be a lot of words in here I'm going to struggle with. It's a GLP-1 glucagon dual receptor agonist that is being developed by the treatment of obesity and NASH. In addition, Altimmune is developing HepTcell, an immunotherapeutic designed to achieve a functional and cure for chronic hepatitis B. The company was founded in 1997 and is headquartered in Gaithersburg, MD. The listed name is Altimmune Inc. Right, now then, Vipin K. Garg is the CEO. Now, what I do is we have a Meet the CEO series where my investors, my Lucasades, that's what we call them, they're an army of investors, go around social media and share this video into Reddit groups, create Facebook pages, groups, whatever, and share it with you on your investor relations, whether they email it to you or whatever it might be. And you will get to hear from our Lucasades, and they will invite you to be on the show because they are passionate about your stock, and they know that we can rank #1 very quickly for stocks here on our channel. And you have an open invitation, Vipin, to be live on our show. You can talk to me. I'd love to get to know you and help you. I'm here to help businesses. I'm not here to pump or dump stocks. I only own the S&P, so you know I'm genuine, and I'm here just to help people, bringing great businesses, innovation, great technologies and sciences like yours to the world. So if that is interest to you, you have an open invitation. I'm sure one of my investors or many of them will message you, and you'll get to know about our video on YouTube very, very soon. Please come and join us. Maryland, 1997. That's where this began. 60% maintenance. So it's regarded as fairly high risk using margin. We've got a 7.82 million volume. Not a huge amount of volume, so you can be stuck in the stock. If no one's prepared to pay for the price that you want to sell the stock for, you might have to reduce the price you want to sell it for to get it sold, if that's what you're trying to do. No dividend here. It's a growth stock. It's losing money, negative 7.32. 52-week high, 1484. 52-week low, 209. So it's a penny stock, and well, it was a penny stock. It's not anymore. It's 1139. Has it popped up, or has it had a reverse split? I don't know the answer to that at the moment, but there's a lot of volatility here. Now then, we've got some news. March the 5th. Altimmune stock rides volatility wave, I just said that, despite promising pipeline. Well, we'll find out why in a minute. We won't take this too seriously. This is Morningstar, paid analyst, sponsored, ulterior motives. I do it for free. It's not, so I don't take this as a good way to judge a stock at all. We know how manipulated the whole market is. They're saying it's a strong buy. But let us decide by looking at the numbers. We've seen that the earnings has been basically going pretty much sideways. Still negative. We're not cash positive, but nevertheless, it's been going sideways. That's all Morningstar have to say. They haven't got any more information than that, which is pretty empty, really. This is our analysis, but no real bear or bull case. So I wouldn't take that as read at all. Anyway. Who else are we in bed with? Who else invests in this company? Those that buy Novavax, Vaxar, Ocugen, Invio, Viking Therapeutics, and Plug Power. Right, well, I haven't done any research on these, so I can't comment, but I've done a lot of research on Plug. Plug is a great company, great for the future, huge amounts of debts, great innovative science. However, a lot of very, very manipulative Russian oligarchs, people that corrupt, aggressive, manipulated my channel. I've seen it happen live on my channel. It happened in a live show, which means you do have extreme greed and extreme volatility of people coming in and raping the stock, basically, scalping it to death, taking advantage of it, driving it up and down like a yo-yo, destroying the company. So be very careful. This stock will be volatile by the sheer fact you have Plug owners. Now, there's nothing wrong with Plug, and there's nothing wrong with being a Plug investor. However, there are many investors who invest in Plug that aren't so nice, and you wouldn't want to be involved with them. And I know firsthand. Right, if you like this video so far, tap the like button and share it around and click subscribe and ring the bell. Now then, let's go and look deeper at this company and see if we can make some money as we take a look, first of all, at the website. This is Altimmune, our focus, developing next generation therapeutics for obesity and liver disease. Obviously, there's a need for this, especially here in America. Not so much in the Mediterranean and China and other parts of the world, but certainly here in America. Our programs, we are a clinical-based biopharmaceutical company developing peptide-based therapeutics for obesity, chronic hepatitis B. That's what the company are doing. Let me look at some latest news. This is a concern. This is a concern. The stock's been going sort of flat now for quite a while. There is no recent news. Now, that doesn't mean anything necessarily bad, of course, but on their own website, they haven't got anything to say in the news, in the news page since 2022. 2 years ago, no news. What does that mean? Nothing. Can't say it's good or bad. We just don't have any updates, and I thought you might. With a stock price like this, you'd want to promote it. Some information, nothing. No news there. All right? Anyway, that's their own website. Maybe there is news, but they're not sharing it. What about this information here? Just a bit about bit more detail about the company, and I apologize for looking away. The text is rather small. I'll try and do it on my mirror screen so I don't have to struggle to read it. In fact, I can just about do it. Altimmune is a clinical-based biopharmaceutical company focused on development of novel peptide-based therapeutics for the treatment of obesity and liver diseases. So nothing there. That's just the same information we've already seen. Let me scroll down. This is our executive management team. Vipin. There's Vipin. Look, I'd like to have him on the show. Chief Scientific Officer, Scott Roberts. Perhaps they could come on and explain all this to me. I'd love to hear from them. There's your leadership team. So you know who these people are. Nice to put faces to names. Okay. Not a great deal there on the website. There isn't any latest news. Okay, so there we go. Let's now go and look at the numbers. Does this stock make any sense? Can you make any money from this if we invest here? Well, if you get a breakthrough on a company like this, all of a sudden, yes, you can get a massive bounce. Things can go well very, very quickly, but they can also go bust very, very quickly. Now then, this is what we say the company is worth based upon numbers, and numbers are known. Not Jim Cramer running around in a studio going boyar and paid sponsorships and God knows what else and whoever. Meet Kevin telling you the life is coming to an end and he's got his private jet he flies to Honolulu on. And meet Graham Stepan always setting fire to his thumbnails going, the world's coming to an end, but I've got a sports car in the studio. Ridiculous, right? The reality is this is just numbers. There's no hype or nonsense here, or no one's paying me to say anything. We believe, looking at the numbers, it's worth 4 cents. Okay, that's the base case scenario. There's no real point to look at the best case or worst case. It won't make any difference. 100% overvalued, but of course, it can only go to 100%. It's thousands of percent overvalued because it's currently 11.41. However, before you all go, well, I'm not buying this then, it's ridiculously expensive. Would you pay $10 for a can of Coke? Not. Of course not. We have to warn you that is not enough to go on. The intrinsic value is based only on multiples and doesn't use a DCF valuation because there are no metrics. There is not enough information to value it like that. Okay, so you can't say it is categorically too expensive, but it's a guide. It's certainly a guide. All right, what is intrinsic value? You might want to pause at this part of the video and take a closer look at what an intrinsic value is, give you an idea how important that is. However, that's the lazy way of looking at it. That's what Morningstar are doing right now. They're saying it's a great buy. Sorry, I beg your pardon. They're looking at it in much simplistic terms. We need to go into the balance sheet, look at the trading, the insiders, and everything else. Let's move on down. We have got Q3 earnings. Altimmune expressed optimism for their continued weight loss treatment with pemvidutide beyond the 48-week point, aiming for higher results with Phase 3 trials planned for H2 2024. The IMPACT trial investigates dual endpoints for NASH treatment, analyzing efficacy at week 24 and extended up to 48 weeks for safety and biomarkers. Financially, they closed Q3 with 140.8 million, a decrease from 184 million in 2022. Research and development costs were 18.4 million, including significant investments in pemvidutide and HepTcell. I love these stocks. We've reduced net loss per share from 48 cents to 39 cents. Their existing cash reserves are projected to fund operations through Q1 2025. So they're saying they have enough money to go through it at least 2025, aligned with IMPACT Trials 24 weeks results. Okay, great. Move on then. The balance sheet, the revenue, 280,000. As you can see, hardly any revenue here at all. It is up slightly on the most, sorry, I beg your pardon. We're back down here. We are 24 here. We're here. There we go. Just around about here somewhere. We're in between here. 200, that was March 24. That's what's projected. 346, 280. This is where we are now. 280,000. We're expecting things to move up slightly, then go pretty much flat. We've got no projections here, and then move up again. But you can see what we used to have, revenue. Operating income has moved up 3%. But look at this. Expecting operating income to fall away after this slight uptick for 3%, fall away. That's their expectations. Net income, we're expecting that to go up slightly, up 4%, and then fall away again. Nothing here to get excited about, is there? Financing cash flow is negative 70%. Investing cash flow is 22 million. Operating cash flow is down 8% of 76 million negative. What about the balance sheet? Now, you've got to look at the balance sheet, right? Can the business survive? 166 million in assets, 140 million in cash. Great. 16 million in liabilities. How much debt? None. Great balance sheet. Now, this is a small company. You need a lot of money to do what they're trying to do, or maybe they feel they've got enough. I don't know. I'm not a medical scientist or whatever. However, 166 million they've got in assets, and 140 million is in cash. So they're very cash rich. That means the business, like they say, has plenty of money to 2025. It's not going to run out of money. It's got no long-term debt. 16 million is just accounts payable and accrued liabilities. The balance sheet, I would imagine when we get to it, will be a good solvency score. Let's move on down. You can pause at any point for these figures. I'm not going to go into every figure. Otherwise, we'd be here for 3 hours. Free cash flow. You can see that's negative 76.7 million. There you go. As I suspected. Solvency score, 61%. Now, just because they've got loads of cash, you could set up a business tomorrow with $10 in the bank, no debt. You've got 100% solvency, right? I mean, I know I've run limited companies and private companies. I went bankrupt once. I lost my One Night in Vegas show in London. So I know what it feels like. And you can't go bankrupt if you don't owe any money. It's impossible. But if you have loads of cash and it just sits in the bank and it earns money, it makes money. And if you're not spending any money, you've got a balance sheet that's healthy. It doesn't mean you're growing the business though, right? So just because you've got a solvency score, which they have is 61, is great, but now can they make money for the investor? They've got cash, they're holding it, but can they make money with it? That's the point. So it's great, they're not going bust. You can invest in it knowing they're going to be around. Solvency score, profitability score is 32. Negative free cash flow, negative operating income, negative net income, and declining ROE. Not good so good there, obviously. However, with a company like this, you can have massive upside. 96% average. 225%, the highest. Lowest, 16%, which is above the S&P. So if you like this company, you like biopharmaceuticals, you like this kind of exploratory science and so on, why not put some money into it? If the chances are at least you'll beat the S&P. There's no free money. There's no dividend. There's no dividend to be earned here, but you can make some money potentially here. A good return here potentially. So what have we got? We've got a good solvency, not going bust. Profitability isn't great for this type of business. We've got plenty of cash, no debt. All sounds good. We've got an intrinsic value which is unreliable, so we can't really go on that. Hence why we do the full review like this. All we need to look at now is it's a buy from me if you like this sector, and we have inside trading, buying in, and we have good sentiment, and we have limited or low shorting. Let's see if we have any of those things. Move on down. Right. Insiders did buy in. Tick. We're a third of the way to say it's a buy. They've been buying in. During the last 12 months, they've been buying in 124,000 and they've not sold any. Not bought any recently, but that's good for you because you could buy before they buy some more. They've not been selling though. That's a tick. We've got cash. We've got insiders buying. Okay, let's move on down. Do we have any short interest? Yes, we do. And we have excessive short interest, which means over 20% is excessive with a lot of volume and some good news, a short squeeze. So that's when a short interest can become good. When it's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6%, somewhere around there, it's just negative. Now it is negative, but it can turn positive because it's so much. However, it's also negative if we don't have any volume. And for volume, that's why I said we need some sentiment and some news. Do we have any news? So, is it a buy now? Well, short interest. Have we got any breaking news around the corner? I don't know. That's why we'd need them on the show. 3 years ago is the latest news. You see? There's nothing coming out. No sentiment here. No point playing that back to you for 3 years ago. Pretty pointless, really. There's no more news. There's no more. No one's covering the stock. There's nothing here. You will see my review here within 24 hours, 48 hours. It will be here. So the final thing I'm going to do is look at how it compares to the S&P. And no surprise, really, you can see 2018 in red, $10,000 is now worth 21. You've doubled your money. If you put it in Altimmune, 10,000 is worth $2,000 in blue. Doesn't look good. Let me give my final thoughts on this. Is this a stock that you can invest in to make money? Well, first of all, of course, I only own the S&P, so take myself out of the equation. But if I was a trader and I was buying individual stocks, if I was doing that, would I buy this? Well, first of all, I wouldn't buy any pharmaceutical stocks. I would prefer to buy J&J, a company who buy out these companies because they've got a much wider moat and protection from other revenue streams. I wouldn't buy an individual company unless I'm a scientist and I know, like these guys who work there, they've got something. They know what's about to happen. It's too risky. I don't know what they've got. Maybe if we get them on the show, if Vipin can call in onto the show, maybe he can tell me we've got some great news coming out. We've got this, we've got that. I don't know, so I can't make an educated decision. The intrinsic value is not reliable, and it says if I want to take it as fact, it's saying it's extremely expensive, 100%, thousands of percent overvalued. So I wouldn't go there either. A lot of short interest, potentially a short squeeze if there's a breakthrough. They've got plenty of cash, no debt. So there's some good news and bad news. So this is where I'll leave it. If we could get some information from Vipin, and I hope it is pronounced Vipin, maybe it's Vipin, I don't know, I hope I've got it right. Potentially, with some great news, we could get a short squeeze. We've got the volume, we've got the short interest, we just now need the volume. We can rank for this very quickly, very quickly. If all of my Lucasades message the investor relations team and you put it on Reddit and social media and create groups, then I'm sure that this information can get around. We get the CEO on the show, get some good news, because there is no good news going around. There's no sentiment score, nothing at all. Anything positive, generate some interest, get some people to buy the stock, get some excitement, then potentially. So it could be a buy with some good sentiment, some good news. We can report it, we can bring it with some more volume, potentially a short squeeze. They've got the cash, they don't have any debt. Insiders are buying. So I would say at this stage, it's one for more research with sentiment. If we can get them on the show, if we can get some interest on the stock or find out something else, who knows? But right now, I wouldn't buy this. I wouldn't put my money on this because I don't know enough information. to make an informed decision. We need all the things I've just pointed out. Click above my head for all the links if you want Alpha Spread. All my members can get a lifetime discount, or below in the description of the video you can get a free plan or a plan for free. Or a premium service, whatever you like. Over here, I'll put more information in the series. I've got a whole list of videos and study stocks. You might want to go and check that out. And along here, you'll see my extras channel, which runs soon to be 24 hours a day. At the moment, it's about 12 hours a day. So you can see me between the live shows. You can see when I'm on the phone to the CEOs discussing. You can hear it going on, as long as they're okay with it. Otherwise, I'll mute the call, and you can see what's going on. So make sure that you do follow the 24-hour stream. You don't want to miss that soon to go 360 as well in the studio behind me. So over here, more reviews. That's it for now. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.